am about to get Matt's stuff done here and get him ready for his day. So it is Monday, and I get his medicines from here and his oil from here. And I used to give him 2, but the Rain, I finally found the Rain, which is the best in my books. So he doesn't just get CBD oil, he gets CBD and THC. CBD helps with the seizures, and the THC helps with the different moods that come in and help him stay in a fairly good mood with the amount of seizures that he has, and lately, because it's been winter, it helps with helping him stay focused and happy. CBD does that as well, but we found that if we just give CBD, although he's very cognitive, he can't really control his emotions as well. And I mean, it's a little difficult. Hang on a second, I'm trying to put you down. That didn't sound so good. I don't want to put you down. But if I do that, that's a little easier for me to talk to you and to do this. So this one has a combo. It has CBD and THC in it. It is Rain. Up here in Canada, this is all legal. I can buy this from the government. Maddie, I also have extra just CBD to help with his seizures. So if he's having a seizure, then I can give it to him. Oh, the light's not so good. I'll put it right here, maybe. Is that better? I'll just out of the... I don't know. That light's in the way. This way? There we go. Kinda. Matthew. So this is his oil he gets, and then he gets his pills. So let's see if you can see. So this is his, that's his anti-seizure medication. These are vitamin D. This is his thyroid medication, and that's his vitamin C. So Matt, hi Matt, come here. Come say hi. Say hi. Yes, it's okay. Okay, this is your oil. Okay. Goes under the tongue. And then, so these are chewable, right? That's chewable? No, that's not chewable. That's with water.
That'll be chewable.
That's chewable. That's correct. Chewable and with water. Sometimes I test them. Or sometimes I forget, say the wrong thing. And he remembers, which is good, because at least one of us remembers, right? Today's a good morning. He seems to be pretty cognitive, which is good. So he doesn't need extra, which is good. Because I don't give him extra of this, because this is like the THC too. But if he wasn't very cognitive, then I would think about, depending on what level he's at, I would think about giving him CBD, just CBD. But he's pretty good today, so. Okay, so with water and then chewable. And I'll get your cereal, okay? So Matt has been reading the book that I wrote, Life with Matt, for a few days now. This is his second read over this time. He has read it many times. He has, I can't even tell you how many times he's read it. It's one of his favorite books, I think. Is it your favorite book, Matt? Is Life with Matt your favorite book?
Yeah.
Yeah. He really enjoys it. When I first wrote the book, I wasn't even sure I was going to give him a copy because there's so many different things we went through, and that some things I don't know if it would have affected him remembering, so I wasn't sure if I wanted to give him one, but then I decided that, it's the life that we've had together, so I might as well give him a copy, and he loves it. Loves that book. It's his favorite book. So when he was little, and he was born, he had, well, let's start at the very beginning. I had, it's all in the book too, if you want to read it. I will share a link below. But I had issues from day one with conceiving him. I had taking his cereal to his room so he can eat it. There you go, buddy. I had difficulty through my whole pregnancy. From the minute I conceived him till the minute I had him. I had, and then once he was born, he was on his own, and he had difficulties. So he was in the baby intensive care, and that was no fun. He was in there for 15 days. I believe it was 15 days. Now it's my turn. I get to have my coffee. That scared me. Sorry about that. Rose decided she thought she heard something. Anyways, so Matt was in the intensive care for 15 days. He was in an incubator for most of that time. Actually, pretty close to all that time. He had IVs. He had monitors. He had everything. So it was hard at the beginning, of course. This, like I said, this is all in my book. I go through the whole story, all the stories of it. But to sum it up, when he was a little older, he didn't develop as well as everybody else, so I took him for tests to find out what was going on. And I don't mean like he didn't develop as well as everybody else. I mean like he was really delayed. So I took him and found out that he had some issues, learning issues, development issues, and a form of autism. And he had hypothyroidism. That's what we found out when he was born. So if you don't know what hypothyroidism is, it's where your thyroid gland doesn't work, doesn't bring the T4 levels up to your brain, and doesn't function properly. And he actually does not. He has one, but it does not work at all. So he always needs medicine. And for me, I'm a very big believer on healing your own body. And if you guys watch my other channel, I go into a lot of that about how you can heal yourself and all that stuff. I had a hard time from day one having to, like, because this is medicine he needs, right, for his life, to heal his life. So I did it because I know we had him tested and his thyroid gland just isn't working. This is something I believe that, that happens in life, and I don't have any control over Matthew, right? And that was a big lesson for me about what I have control over and what I can't control, right? So I just got to do the best job. I'm here to do the best job I can do. And I'm here as his mom, so I'm doing the best job I can do. As he was tested, like I said, we got him tested, so then there was a label on top of that. And I had a hard time with that because I also don't believe in labels either, right? So these are all things I had to transform myself into. When he was 13, he went to school, we did all that stuff, and like public school. I eventually homeschooled all three of my older kids, because of the way the government got involved in the school system, and they weren't getting the care and the attention that they really needed. So fast forward, by the time he was 13, he developed epilepsy, and so then we've been going down that road ever since. He is not seizure free, although we went from having many seizures to where he was almost dying to now where he only has a few. Stop. Rose is deciding that she's not sure why she's annoyed, but she's annoyed. That's enough. Leave it alone. And so now we've kept Matt alive and healthy for a lot of years. He's 32 now. And we still go through our days. You know, there are days where he has like good days, like today's a pretty good day. We have days where he's very cognitive and he can talk up a storm. He can dress himself. He can, everything. He can do it all. And then there's days where he can't do anything. So in between is good too. I've had days where Matt has just sat and not done anything, where I had to feed him and I had to help him go to the bathroom and I had to help him get dressed and I had to help him bathe, and I've had weeks, months long like that. So where I thought that might just be it. So we've been through it all, pretty much, even to where we're not sure whether or not he's schizophrenic, as we've had some psycho issues as well. And we've been all over the board, up and down roller coaster rides everywhere. So every morning that he wakes up, I am grateful. Every day that is a day with him, we are grateful, because we never know, what's going to be next, what's going to happen, how we're so grateful. Like he's due to medication, actually his very first medication on his anti-seizure medication, we had such a hard time. He went from this happy-go-lucky kid to being completely suicidal, where we had to watch him 24/7 because he could not get it out of his head that he wanted to kill himself. He went like from this happy-go-lucky kid to on this medication and totally depressed, like I said, suicidal. It was like a complete transformation. It was so bizarre to see this kid who has been happy his whole life, and he was 13 years old, to all of a sudden, like overnight, boom, there it was. And I took him off. I tried to talk to the doctor, and the doctor did not want to take him off because it was working. The medication was working. And it wasn't really working, but he wanted to keep giving it a chance. He had fewer seizures, but he had only had 3 seizures. Sorry, Rose is wanting some attention, I guess. Where he started off with just having 1, 2, 3 seizures, and then they put him on the medication, and then he went from this happy-go-lucky kid to, but is it stopping the seizures? Well, I don't know. He's still having them. How do you know how many he's going to have, right? Well, then it escalated to where he had to watch him 24/7, and so I took him off the medication, and then he started having seizures, and so we went back to the doctor, to the hospital, and of course they can't put him back on that medication now. So we tried other medications, and yes, I know that could have ended up worse than it did. But I didn't know what else to do because he wasn't, the doctor wasn't helping. There's so much of this in my book. So many different things that Matt, me, and all the rest of my household and my family, my extended family even, have gone through. He's almost drowned in pools. There's so many different things, right? We've had broken bones, cuts everywhere. So when somebody asks me, what's with Matt, and that's a question, it's like, well, there's so many different things with Matt, because yes, he has epilepsy and has seizures, but because he has epilepsies and seizures, it's affecting the brain, right? He's born with this thyroid issue. And I don't know if it had anything to do with developmental. I don't know, like, if it had anything to do with how he, with autism. I don't know. Well, he doesn't have autism, but he has a form of autism, which is Asperger's, and has it delayed in almost everything he does. So he's not, like, Matt's 32 years old, but he's not like a 32-year-old. He's quite a lot younger. He's still a kid. Maybe grade 4, maybe grade 3,
Hi.
maybe
Bye.
even younger. Sometimes he acts younger than Loki, who is 11. Sometimes he even acts younger than Jaden, who's 9. And sometimes he acts older. So there's no age limit. And for me with Matt, you just never know, right? He's just Matt. He's Matt. I don't know how else to describe it. He's got these different things happening with him. I would love one day for him to not have to worry about seizures and all that stuff. That would be amazing. But I don't know. I just keep putting it out there and hoping, you know. But all you can do is the best you can do. So that's all we're doing. Right, Jay?
Yeah.
That's my granddaughter.
Yeah. Hi.
And she helps with Matt too, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody helps with Matt. So if you want to take a look at my book, I'll leave the link below. If you want to know more about Matt and us, then like and subscribe and share if this has brought you any goodness. Make it amazing day, everybody.